Hi, you guys. How's everyone doing? It's October 23rd, Monday, and with all the events happening, I just wanted to chat a little bit, especially about the war in Israel and how I feel that might fit into end times prophecy. So, this is just an informal chat, and I'm just going to be going from off the top of my head, and I'll show some scriptures to support if I can afterwards. So let's start here. So first of all, before we start talking about end times prophecies and order of events and what's happening now, we have to know and acknowledge that we're living at a time of massive quantum alterations that have been made to our physical realm and Bibles. And many of us can see this and agree on this, and there's plenty of discussion groups about this. So I'll just show you a quick example from a channel where he has documented all these changes, and plenty of people agree with him. This is on YouTube, Wake Up or Else. And here's a quick short he did about the Bible changes. This is just part of the supernatural manifestation of the lying signs and wonders we believe as the Antichrist is on the scene. Okay, here we go.
Hey, in Zechariah 5:9, we now find women with wings. It doesn't say they're angels, but it does appear there's female angels in the Bible now. In Revelation 1:13, the word paps is the word mastos, which is female breasts. So Jesus seems to be clearly depicted as having female breasts, like Baphomet, which is indefensible. In Leviticus 4:32, we find instruction to sacrifice not just the best from the flock, but now it instructs us to bring female sheep for a sacrifice. See any correlation there? And then in Luke 18:15, they're now bringing infants to Jesus to touch them, not children to bless them. So forget about trying to defend this mountain of biblical paradoxes from the underlying Greek and Hebrew, because the real proof is that you and I both know that these things were never in our Bible. So stop lying to yourself. So if you'd like to find out more about what's really going on and how to walk through this wicked world as a Christian truther, head on over to Wake Up or Else on YouTube, and be sure to check.
So anyway, that's a YouTube channel called Wake Up or Else, talking about the quantum Bible changes. So it's hard for us to deal with, guys, but events on the timeline of prophecy have been altered in the Bible. Names have been altered. Spelling of different things. Doctrines have been altered. The identity of Jesus and how they talk about him has been altered. So it's so many alterations, it's hard to see the old timeline of events that were connected to end times prophecy and the war in Israel and everything. But anyway, it's a couple of scriptures that I'd like to read regarding a war in Israel in the end times. Let's go to Luke 21:20 and see what's there. Okay, so this is about the destruction of the temple and then the signs of the end of the age. The disciples are asking Jesus, when will these things be? He was talking about how the temple would be destroyed. And the disciple says, when would this be? So he begins to tell them the signs. And I want to scroll down here, because here we get to the destruction of Jerusalem as one of the end time signs, okay? It says, but when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation is near. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains, let those who are in the midst of her depart, and let not those who are in the country enter her. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days, for there will be great distress in the land and wrath upon the people, and they will fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations. And then it says, and Jerusalem will be trampled by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. So sometimes in the Bible, the word Gentiles refers to anyone who's not a Jew, or anyone that's not of the 12 tribes of Israel. There were actually 12 tribes of Israel. Or perhaps anyone that's not born again of the Spirit. Those would be the Gentiles. So it said in the end times, the Gentiles will enter into Jerusalem and trample it until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled. You know, if this has been preserved accurately. Here's another scripture about war. Okay, wait a minute. How did I lose it? Okay, this is... Didn't I just read this? I had two scriptures picked out. But this is the one I just read. Just a minute. Oh, okay, so here we go. In Matthew 24, this talks about the abomination of desolation during the end times. It says, therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him who's on the housetop not go down to take anything, because it's going to be great tribulation in those days. So we have Jerusalem surrounded by armies and taken over by the Gentiles for a while. And then you have this abomination of desolation. And I can't say I understand all of this, really. I'm trying to put the puzzle pieces together, too. But, you know, there's been so many abominations in the holy places in these last few years. You know, it's an abomination for the human temple to have its DNA altered and have some things put in to control it if it's some sort of technology. AI, if it's used in a certain way with humans, can be an abomination of God's purposes in the human temple. There have been many, you know, with the World Economic Forum, New World Order, that have spoken things against the Bible, against the God of the Bible, and spoken many abominations. And then some of the changes and alterations in the Bible have seemed like, you know, an abomination. So there you go. It's been a lot of abominations and desolations, I guess. So I can't say I understand everything, and I also know that so many things and words and events and timelines have been altered during these end times, and with their technology, their quantum level technology. And, you know, portals open, doors to other dimensions open, whatever they're doing. Things have been greatly altered in our physical world. So there's that, some of the end time signs. Let's see, what else? Oh, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the order of events during the end times, because people keep talking so much about rapture, you know, rapture. First of all, the word rapture like that was not in the King James Version of the Bible in the first place. And I guess I understand that by rapture, there was this idea, someone created this term rapture for the moment when we would be changed in the twinkling of an eye, and our bodies would be changed. As you can see, that is in, where is that, Corinthians? I'll have to find that. But anyway, my understanding was, you know, people keep talking about rapture. And to me, I don't see where all the end time events have been fulfilled yet for there to be a rapture. And my understanding was that at the last trumpet, you know, we would be changed in the twinkling of an eye. And I think you can find that in Corinthians and maybe in Thessalonians, somewhere else. But the last trumpet, I always understood, would be blown at the end of the tribulation. So to me, before, people keep talking about this rapture before the tribulation starts, and I know this is an ongoing discussion. To me, it's at the end that we would be changed in our bodies. As far as the 144,000, I don't understand everything about that. But I think there's a lot of confusion going on. Jesus said he who endures to the end will be saved. Revelations did talk about a place of safety for the woman during the time of trouble. So there's a place of safety, but as far as the first resurrection event, that's the way I know it, not rapture, but first resurrection. I thought that was at the end of the tribulation. And then as far as order of events after that, there's the millennial reign with the saints where, the kingdom is brought to the earth fully. The lion lays down with the lamb. The rule comes from Zion in Jerusalem. And Christ rules over the nations with the saints. And then at the end of that, it says, you should say in Revelations that there would be a second resurrection. It said the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000-year period was over. So whoever was not in the first resurrection or first period, there was a second resurrection. So this plan of restoration of creation, salvation, bringing many sons to glory, not wanting any person to perish. This plan goes beyond just this moment and the tribulation, as far as I understand. God has a big, long plan, and I don't know. Some understanding needs to be straightened out. Anyway, I'll stop right there. You guys make your comments and have your discussions below. Please make a comment. Give a, thumbs up or whatever you want to do. And if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and do that, because that's just going to help me on the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for new subscribers and anyone who has donated. And I do accept donations. You can look at my About section and see my information on how to donate. Okay. I love you all. Be blessed. Bye-bye.